A very good morning to all of you. I'm Dr. Reena Sham, head of the department at IASMS, and I'm delighted to welcome all our young and dynamic student participants to this two-day workshop on the theme, Staying Ahead, the Road to Successful Career. Almost every one of our participants who have logged in for this session today, I'm sure, has some goal or aspiration regarding their future career. However, in present times of pandemic and challenges thereof, it is understandable for all of you to develop job search anxiety and uncertainty about your future career. In the present situation that has disrupted your future career plans to land with an exciting new job or start your career with a great employer, I suggest you continue to stay hopeful and motivated. Today's session is an attempt to prepare our young minds for a successful career ahead, despite these challenging times. We are indeed very fortunate to have a very experienced and knowledgeable speaker as a resource person for this two-day student workshop. Let me briefly introduce to you our speaker for today's session, Mr. Arun Vijay Subbarayalu, who is presently Assistant Professor in Quality Management, Director of Quality Management and Evaluation, Department, Deanship of Quality and Academic Accreditation, Imam Abdulrahiman bin Faisal University, Saudi Arabia. Sir has a very rich academic background and holds multiple academic qualifications from reputed universities. He holds a Master's of Physiotherapy from MGR Medical University, Chennai, Masters of Business Administration from the University of Madras. Sir has a Six Sigma Black Belt certification, Statistical Quality Control and Operational Research Unit from Indian Statistical Institute. He has a postgraduate diploma in hospital administration from Alagappa University, Doctor of Philosophy in Physiotherapy from Ramakrishna Viveka University, Coimbatore, PhD in Business Administration from Madurai Kamraj University, and the subject of his thesis being Healthcare Management, Lean Six Sigma Black Belt certification from Annexus, Europe. For his contributions as an academician, Sir has won the Best Teacher Award from MGR Medical University in the year 2010, the Best Researcher Award by Indian Association of Physiotherapists in the year 2018. Sir holds membership in various professional bodies. His research achievements include conducting almost 500 research projects under the Ministry of Higher Education, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He has published over 40 research articles in various international journals, of which 21 publications are in Scopus Index journals. He has conducted more than 10 workshops on application of statistical tools in management research in India and abroad. Sir has authored several books, to name a few. He has written a book chapter titled Work-Life Balance, Outlook in Saudi Arabia, in a book named Work-Life Interface, Non-Western Perspectives, to be published by Macmillan. He's also published a textbook entitled Quality of Work-Life of Academicians in Saudi Universities. We are indeed honored and grateful that we have Dr. Arun Vijay Subbarayalu as a resource person for this two-day workshop. Sir would be focusing on the topic, how to get hired, tips to enhance employability in today's session. May I now request our director, Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi, to formally welcome Sir. Over to you, sir.
Good morning to all of you. It's an absolute pleasure to have Dr. Arun Vijay Subbarayalu to address the young gathering here. The topic is very relevant because getting hired is a process by itself. Every day, how do we rise in wisdom matters because learnability is very, very important. To talk about this, we have wisdom manifested coming into this particular webinar, where Dr. Arun Vijay Subbarayalu has always backed his teaching with both learning as well as research. Learning, research, backing the teaching has got a different flavor altogether. So, the expectations for all of you is to assimilate what single-minded intention of enriching these young minds and igniting those minds. Hearty welcome to you, sir, for this webinar. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Can everyone can see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning to one and all. It's a pleasure in joining this particular webinar to talk to the young aspirant mind. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Today is one day. Just it's a day for us to share some of the essential skills, employability skills for the students, especially those who are going to be the graduates of this year, especially during this pandemic situation. We know we all have a lot of skills, technical skills that is being imparted by our educational institutions. Even though we are passing out from the institution, but there are some issues while we consider the recruitment part of it. You know, the reason is when you apply for a job, most of the people are, some are successful, some are not successful. The students are get confused. I'm passing out with good scores, good marks, but I could not able to pass the interview, you know, get the job like this. So this 1 hour discussion, I'm going to explain some of the required essential skills other than your academics. Just I want to make it very clear. I'm not going to talk about our academic aspects. Academic, you know, it is done by the university and colleges. Today's 1 hour discussion, we are going to have what are the things you need other than your academic skills. No, the academic skills is given by the college. You are passing out, maybe you may be a first degree graduate or a distinction student or just passed, whatever it may be. What are the employability skills you require to get job? Okay, this is a global perspective. I'm not going to talk about narrowed down to one specific country. It's a global perspective. Just allow me to present and you can have your question session at the end of the discussion. You see across the globe, okay, there are 4 types of job seekers. You should decide who you are, okay? There are 4 types of job seekers. You should understand the job seekers first in this program. So I want to explain something related to the deliverables of this 50 minutes discussion. So you will understand the types of job seekers and how to prepare yourself for an interview. That means how to prepare your CV before the interview, because the CV is a gate pass to get an interview. Most of the people are not recruited. They have a lot of talent, but the issue is they're not putting everything in their CV. Especially in the abroad, you know, when we recruit, many CVs are coming to me, even for my department. When I see the CV, it is not impressive. That means the students or the fresh graduates are not putting everything in order. Okay, that is the gate pass to get an interview. Okay, that we will discuss how to prepare a CV. Then how to pass an interview. What are the skills are assessed? You know, this is most important. You are entering into an interview stage. You may have 20 or 30 minutes in that. You are being assessed within the 20 or 30 minutes for your entire career. I'm talking about the professional career. So you should be very careful how to pass an interview. We are going to discuss and understand the smart skills needed to get a job. Please make sure that I'm not talking about the technical skills. I'm going to talk about the smart skills needed to get the job. And lastly, what post-interview strategy need to be followed? 99% of job seekers never know about this, never follow this post-interview strategies. This may be, I'm going to talk little about that. Okay. So the first one is the 4 types of job seekers. You know, maybe and when I'm explaining, you may think yourself within this 4 category. Okay, this is most important. You have to assess yourself where you are falling under this 4 category. The first category is you have the required skills and you are willing to do the job. You're applying for a job, you have a required skill. Maybe MBA graduate, they have a knowledge and skills to do a particular job. The job where he is applying is exactly matching. Your skill and the job what we are going to do is matching. You may be falling under this category. First category. Okay. The second category is nothing but you don't have the required skill, but you are willing to do the job. Simple, for example, you may be MBA marketing, but you want to do a job related to finance. According to your curriculum, you already read finance, you know, because you have only the theoretical knowledge, maybe some hands-on skill given within the college, but there may be some kind of sub-specialization. You have the required skill, but you have some apprehension, you know, you're not confident. But at the same time, if the job is given, you can able to do it. You may be falling under the category while searching for a job. The third category, you have the skill, but not willing to do the job. The reason is, it may be one step less than your caliber, your profile, you know, that may be one of the people are hesitant, you know, how I can go for this job. Maybe you should think always, there may be always a professional ladder. We cannot get always the managerial position immediately. So you have a skill, but not willing to do the job because of the job profile. You may be falling under the category. The last one, you neither have skills nor willing to do the job. It may be unmatching to your professional requirement or unmatching to your academic caliber. So any job seeker will fall under this 4 category. You, me, and everybody, while searching for a job, they will always fall under the category. First, you have to decide, you have to choose where you are. This is the first issue before applying for a job, before going for an interview. All these things, please decide yourself, because each have different strategy. You have to follow a different strategy. So how to get the attention of the recruiters? This is a most important issue. My Indian fellows are failing to do that. The reason is, there are some basic steps. You ask yourself whether you did this. That's my message to you. I'm going to explain to you. You yourself ask the question, whether you did this while applying for the job. Suppose you are already in job, you please retrospectively recollect whether you did it or not. When you apply for a job, please research the company where you are applying for the job. It may be a company, industry, or it may be a hospital, or it may be university, whatever it may be. You are willing to apply a job. You are seeing a job advertisement. You are going to apply. You decided to apply. Did you research the company? Research means exploring the company. What is the company? How long it is there? Who are all the employees being there in the company? What kind of services they are providing? You know, it is very essential for you to crack the interview. Okay, this is most important. Research the company and research the type of job what you are applying for the company. This is the first issue you have to look into it. Second one, sharpen and showcase your skills as per the company needs. Sometimes you are, as I told you, you are very good in human resource management, but you are lacking in marketing. The job may require multiple aspects. That means it requires the person to be skillful in 2 aspects. You may be good in human resource, but you may be not that much good in the financial part, financial management. But the job requires multiple roles to be played by them. So you have to sharpen your skills according to the company needs. This is the second issue you need to understand. The third one, update your social media profile. Here I am not emphasizing your Facebook. Facebook also social media. There are professional social medias. LinkedIn is there. It's a professional network, because we as a recruiter, or in the international level, or maybe in the national level also, we always cross-verify the candidate, how he is good. Okay, the social media profile, it's the most important one to show your skills to the recruiter. It's a natural process. It may be cross-verification. Okay, you made that there are 20 publication I made it, no problem. But we go to the Google Scholar, we can find out how many publication you actually made. For academicians, I'm talking about the academic career, early career academicians. Okay, so the social media profile, don't ignore. Please make sure that it is updated. Okay, and also follow the company social media. Every company nowadays have a social media. Follow them. What kind of things they are doing. Okay, this one, and also the most important last point is connect with the employees of the company if feasible. It's not possible always, but if feasible, try to connect with the employees of the company, because they know they are the stakeholders inside, internal stakeholders. They give a clear picture for you if possible. It's not practically possible all the time, if possible. Then always use the word metrics. I used to say that sharpen your skills using Metries Technique to understand the company's needs. You have a lot of skills given by your college or university. The company requires something, but are they matching? It's a matter of matching and mismatching. So the metric is nothing but measure everything that results in company satisfaction. Think about the company. You go to the interview by keeping the company in mind. This is most important. Go there and attend the interview by keeping what the company wants. As you are most of them are management graduates, understand what the customer wants. Okay, we always say that quality is conformance to the requirements of customer. So think about the company, use the metric technique, understand, make it very clear what are the things you can deliver to the company to make them happy. So measure everything that results in company satisfaction. This is a technique you have to follow before going for an interview. The first step before going for an interview, to get an interview, as I told you, the gate pass. The gate pass to go into an interview. This is most important. Nobody is going to interview directly. There will be a one-step called CV. We call it as we are giving a letter to the particular person, because I have the skills, please call me for an interview. So the calling for an interview, most of the time, it's purely based on your CV. How to prepare? As earlier career academicians as well as the industrial people, I want to make it very clear for you. There are two types of this gate pass. One is a CV, another one is the resume. Okay, you should understand the difference between the resume and the CV. This is most important. What the earlier people, that means they don't have much rich work experience, what they will usually prepare. Mostly it is a resume, because most of the young students, those who are coming out from a college or a university, they used to prepare a resume. It's a short descriptive information about you, your background. You have any work experience, maybe a 6 months or 3 months, whatever it may be, you can mention, and your professional qualification. The purpose of resume is to get an interview. Keep in mind, just to get an interview. You cannot showcase everything in the resume because you are an earlier person. You don't have much information to share. You can share only your qualification and little bit of experience and your background, your background. That's it. So this is the resume. Most of them, it may be maximum 1 or 2 pages, not more than that. The CV is for the experienced people, maybe after 2 years or 3 years. Mostly, as I mentioned here, is academic community, tenure review, grant application, fellowship, consulting. It may be consist of more than 10 to 15 pages. They talk detail about their job experience, publication, all these committees they participated, everything they will include. This is CV. Now it is your turn to decide whether you want to prepare a resume or CV. My suggestion for you, the young people, less than 1 year of experience, go for resume, because your requirement is to get an interview. That's it. Remaining, you will do everything in the interview. Okay, keep in mind this is the difference. So how to prepare a resume? We cannot have one resume model to fit all the purposes, but I'm sharing you the global perspective. What the people will expect from you. One of the biggest mistake our fellow people are doing is the job search tool. What are the keywords you are using within the resume is the most important one for the recruiter to search and find out. Use a keyword. The keyword is most important. So in your resume, in your objective, make the keyword very clear. Okay, that's the first issue. Then it is an advertisement. You are the product for the sale. Keep yourself. This is an advertisement you are giving for the recruiter. After seeing your CV, they should call you. He's a customer. So keep in mind, according to your language, it is an advertisement. You are the product. Okay, keep in mind while preparing the resume. And you always think what is important for the employer. That's why I'm telling you, one resume never fit all. This is most important. Think about the employer, what he wants for the particular job. Customize the resume. That is most important. Always keep in mind what he wants. Pick up a best resume format. There are n number of formats available in the web, but please choose a suitable one. I'm going to give one model from my perspective. Okay, this is most important. The reason is when you prepare this, it will be attracting to the recruiter. This guy is something different. I want to use him, or I want to talk to him. Why not? I can call him for an interview. This is most important in preparing the resume. There are two types of resume. One is targeted resume. Another one is tailored. Targeted is nothing but you have a resume and you will modify it according to the company you are applying. You will target the requirements of the customer. Okay, it's a little bit of fine tuning the resume. We are going to lie anything. We are fine tuning. Showcasing the importance according to the job. So it is a targeted resume, specific needs of the company what you are going to apply. Next one is a tailored one. You prepared a common resume and you apply for multiple jobs. Okay, that is also okay. No problem. That is not so fine. For example, I'm a management graduate. I'm applying only for human resource management. Tailored resume is okay because no need to change anything. Suppose I'm a management graduate, but I want to shift to various subspecialties in the management. You need a targeted resume. Both are different, but both serve the purpose. What is most correct is as I told you, the first one is a targeted resume. The reason is one size never fit all. Having one resume format applying for multiple jobs, sometimes you may not get a positive response. The reason is it is different because the company is different, the requirement is different. So my suggestion, my opinion to you, always have a targeted resume. So one size never fit all. So always prepare a targeted resume while seeking for a job. Okay, that is the most important first step before interview. As I told you, I will use some kind of guidelines. As the previous slides, I mentioned to you that there is no uniform format, but everybody feels they are correct. If you go to Google, many number of formats are available. What we require, I'm also one of the person in the part of recruiting in my department as a part. My suggestion also important for my department while recruiting the people. So we will see what the question is. We will see what it's a screening. We are not doing. There is a human resource department there, but we are screening the resume. For example, somebody I wanted to hire for my department. I may be one of the person involved in the screening process. In the screening, what we will see. That's what I'm going to explain to you now. So how long should my resume be? Okay, it should be short, concise presentation of your history, experience in education, confines to only one page. Some guidelines I provided, one or the margin, and then these are only, it is for the attraction, for example, easy for the people to read it. So these are all some international nomenclature. I'm just explaining you. How long? It should be one page, not more than that. What should I include in the resume? Okay, one is your contact information, most important. While using the email, please don't create any email using underscore. It will always creating problem for the recruiter to contact you. If you have email, have underscore, please change it because it's always confusing for the recruiter. You may miss the opportunity to get an interview. Educational details and certifications, if you did anything, please include. Awards, honors, research for the academic career people, that means early academic people. And experience, full-time, part-time job, internship. This is most important. You as a fresh graduates, please highlight your internship. That is your work experience. Because the recruiter want to see, are you fit enough to work? Because you may be a good student, but you may not be a good employee. That's the main reason they want the internship detail for early people who are searching for job. And any kind of community and college services you did, and skills, great interest to the employer. Sometimes the employer is requiring you for something. They may require statistical quality management, for example. They may require some kind of advanced techniques in financial management. Some software operations. They need some software operations. I want to hire a person who should be skilled enough to operate a particular software. Okay, these are all the interests. Understand how you find out your research through the company. You go to the company, go through the company profile and what work experience they are requiring, what kind of employees are working. It gives a clue for you how to modify your resume. And any special interest and affiliation you have. It may be associated with some kind of technical associations or professional association you are affiliated with. You can mention that. Okay. So these are the things you should include. And how do I make my resume looks professional? This is the main question, is there any requirement for professional resume? That's the question. Don't include personal information like age, health, marital status, height, weight, and religion. Please don't include that. Nobody wants it. They want you as an employee. We don't bother about all these other aspects. Please remove it. If it is there, please remove it. Never use the first person I. I can do it. I can. So don't use I. It is something you are explaining to the employer by a bulleted point. Can able to do. Can able to demonstrate. Possess some kind of essential skills. Don't use the word singular I. Never lie and exaggerate. They will find out. Don't highlight. Don't boost yourself. Whenever you are not requiring, you are not having the skill, don't exaggerate. Sometimes the employer also knows they have some kind of initial training for the employees. They will train you for the job. So please be honest to them. This is most important. Add the I appeal to the resume by varying the typesetting. It's a data entry work. People will do it. The data entry people will do it. Always use this kind of bold, underline, italic, something. Use bulleted, as I told you, for the headings. Easy for them to read. Proofread carefully. This is most important. Please, my fellow friends, please be careful. Please proofread carefully. Grammatical, content, and typographical error. The research says that 60% of the resumes submitted by the early career academicians and the industry people, they have a lot of errors. These errors, grammatical, content, and typographical error. If required, please check with the English language editor before submitting to the company, or use Grammarly. Its free version is available. Online software, Grammarly, you check before sending to the company. Guideline is continuing. What I need? Do I need an objective? This is a question. Yes, 100% you have to add a heading called objective, because the employer want to know what is the objective of your professional career, what you want to be. Objective is important. What is the important feature of successful resume? There are some important features. Always use action verb. I can, as I told you, avoid singular. Always use action verb. This is most important. Can able to demonstrate, understand, like this. Emphasize skills and experience related to your job. This is most important. What skills you require? The job is requiring something. You are a fresh MBA graduate or a Bachelor of Engineering graduate. What the job requires? Emphasize skills related to the job. Highlight it. The employer want to know what you have related to the particular aspect. Give a brief description about the work experience, if you have, or what you got in the internship. Just brief, maybe a paragraph, brief. Put most relevant and impressive accomplishment first. Suppose you want to share something. You did a good job. You feel you did a good job. Please put it in the first page, or which is eye-catching for the employers. Always include 2 references, because nowadays the reference is the must. Without checking the reference, nobody will hire you. It may be your faculty member, or it may be the head of the institution. Please give a good reference. Those who can able to comment positively about you. The step 2 is how to pass an interview. This is most important. How to pass an interview. It's art. It's an obstacle race. We used to say it's an obstacle race. Somebody will crack it. Somebody, even though they have talent, but they cannot able to do well in the interview because it's constrained to 30 or 20 minutes. So it's a what to say? It's one kind of technique how to pass an interview. See, any job, irrespective of your profession, the 5 types of things are being assessed. Any job. Okay. 30% of interview people looking for your soft skills, mostly your communication skills. Somebody may be good, but they're not a good communicator. That's also a big problem. So 30% of your weightage given for a communication skill. Please be outspoken, communicate. This is most important, because in the interview they're not going to talk about your curriculum. They're going to talk about generally. So the communication skill is the key, 30%. Your technical skills, that is your curriculum, what you read, that will be assessed 25%. And your autonomy in handling the job with a global perspective. Try to understand, because all the companies are now globalized. Okay, they want the global perspective of the employee, 20%. This is based on research. We conducted research based on that. We got all this information. This research is conducted across more than 600 recruiters. So I'm sharing one of the study. Attitude towards the job. This is most important issue. Attitude is always tested, 15%. And research attitude, lifelong learning. Whether the candidate have the affinity towards lifelong learning, or we want to end up with only their undergraduate degree, they will assess. So these are the common skills to be assessed. The most important is your communication skills. This is a practical video. I don't want to show you now. I'll show you at the end of this session. Okay. So,
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to interrupt. I think
Yeah.
the screen isn't presenting, sir.
1 minute, madam. What presenting?
The screen isn't projected yet.
Not projected.
There-
Huh? Oh,
Yes, sir.
one minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay,
I
sir.
will
Thank you,
make-
sir.
1 minute. I'll make it projected. Now it's okay.
No, sir. Maybe again you have to give presenting. Only then we will get the screen.
1 minute. Just a minute. That means you're not seeing my screen.
Yes, sir.
You cannot see my screen, huh?
Sir,
Yes,
we are
sir.
able to see your screen. Maybe probably the mistake is the network problem she may have.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Please
okay.
proceed on, sir. Yeah, please.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Okay, during the interview, what will happen in the interview? Most of the time, if you ask me a uniform question, it may be an experience-based answer I'm giving you. During the interview, what will happen? What's supposed to do? You're supposed to do generally, be on time. This is most important. You know very well. There's no need to tell in this kind of workshop, but be on time. I have to re-emphasize this. Maintain good posture. This is most important. People are not aware of this. Some of the postures are negative postures. It will give a negative impression to the recruiter if the recruiter is a highly qualified guy. Okay, maintain good posture. I'm going to talk about in my coming slides. Maintain eye contact. This is most important. You are being trained in your college. During your Viva Voice examination, when you see that, always see the eyes and talk. It may be interview or it may be anywhere in your career. Please always see the eye of the person and talk. This is the universal nomenclature. Firm handshake is important. It gives them the confidence what you have. Don't have a shaky handshake. Stay calm, cool. It's important. Speak loudly and clearly because they need it. They want a clear message from you. Even it may be a wrong answer. Please talk to them in a loud and clear manner. Practice good posture and be conscious about your body language. This is most important. This is a different topic. I don't want to go ahead with the body language. It's a different presentation. Body language, how to maintain a good body language to talk to others, not only for interview. Different. I don't want to go ahead with this. Just maintain it. Just for a message, just maintain it. Know and avoid your nervous habits. Do not constantly pull your neck collar, something like this. No, don't do it. These are all things they will find out that you are nervous. Nervous. The message is, you may ask me a question. What's a great deal? If I'm doing this. And there is a famous saying that if I assess a person for 5 to 10 minutes, I will assess some of the issues, the mannerism. He will continue throughout his career. So I cannot have the confidence to send you for some kind of meeting. The reason is you always repeat this. So the recruiter will always see this only sample. We used to call it a sample marketing. So you are giving a sample for the recruiter. So please follow all these things. Early academicians and industrial people. Some of the postures, do's and don'ts. See, these are the things that are essential. Sit firm. It is not for the recruiter. Recruiter may change the body posture, but for you, sit firm. Don't lean forward. Don't go back. This is a ideal sitting posture. And don't some of the things I'm making. We have to avoid some kind of cross-leg posture. This is a negative posture. Don't do the cross-leg posture because it is not ideal for you. Because they may say you are a negative guy. You don't want him. You're not. At the same time, open and more relaxed. See the center, but it's like sitting in your home. It is also not good. So some of the posture I have mentioned. Sitting straight sends a message of smartness, confidence, and credibility. See, the two guys are sitting, one female and male. Okay, this is the ideal posture. You have to sit like erect, but because this gives a message. This gives a message to the recruiter how you are or how you are doing. Because it's maybe a matter of 20 minutes. This is some example. This is some example. As I told you, it's a different topic. But some of the things I provided to you for your understanding hereafter. What hiring manager wants to identify during interview? If I'm a hiring manager, what I want to understand? Okay, this you should understand first. That's why I'm putting you here. Your ability to communicate the thoughts, emotions, and experiences. Sometimes you will give answer through your experience. They want it actually, because this is a requirement for them. Okay, to understand you, whether you are right fit for the job. The hiring manager is doing whether you are a right fit for their job, culture, as well as the company culture, talking about the company culture. So they want to find out, are you right? If there is an exact match between the requirements and the person. They want to know. They know your energy level. You should be energetic. This is most important. Energetic means show your energy. It's not like you should have a energetic look. You show you are energetic. Energetic guy within the interview room. They want to know you can do the job well. This is most important. You have to express yourself. I can do the job, skills, workload, task, everything I can do. You have to show it to him. How you would add value to the company. This is most important. Either you have to express, or you have to what to say. You have to show if the opportunity comes to you, add value to the company, and they want to know that you are genuinely want the job. This is most important. Most common mistake. The reason is sometimes we come to the job interview casually, because for you it is one among the interview. But as a recruiter, I want to know you are genuinely interested in my job and the company. Okay, this is most important. Employer's classical view of productivity. See the diagram. You feel you are technically qualified, intellectually sound. I scored 90% of mark in my subject. It may be MBA or a graduate from the engineering. I'm a highly intellectual guy. I got good score. But the employers are seeing like this. No, it's more than anticipated. See, it's like an iceberg. That's why the first rank student always goes for. There is a myth. Sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. There is a myth. The first rank student always be academician. I'm also academician. That's why I'm telling. So the reason is the people will say what you read all in your textbook, it's not required for their job. The job requirement is a separate issue. So they want whether you have the employability skills, smart skills, as I told you, small skills. What are the smart skills? We'll see. Actually, the smart skills, we call it as specific. Use the word smart. Smart is, I have keywords for you. What is the smart skill? The smart means yes is you must possess skills specific to the job. Starts. You must possess the skills specific to the job. Okay. Suppose you may be a statistician, you have the good knowledge, but you don't know how to operate a Minitab software. Okay. But the job requires Minitab software to be used. You have the technical skill given by your educational institution, but you don't have the skill what he is requiring. So develop the skill specific to the job. That is, yes, smart, first one specific. Managerial skill required to handle difficult situation. You don't need to be a manager. Some people used to say, I'm not going to be a manager, go to hold a managerial job. It's not necessary. Even for a small job, managerial skill is essential. This is not for MBA graduates, maybe for other graduates, because you have to develop your managerial skill, because the job may warrant different difficult situations. Please develop it. Third one is attitudinal skills. This is the most important skill. Other than the whatever skills you have, attitude is most important. I'm going to talk about later this issue in detail. And reliability. You should be a reliable person. You have to show to the recruiter you are reliable to handle the project until completion. How you can show in the interview? You can share your experiences. They may ask you. They give some other open-ended questions. They will ask you. So you have to showcase to the recruiter that you are a reliable guy. Okay, this is most important. Last one is teamwork. Teamwork is the most important next to attitude. If you're not a team player, there is no meaning of hiring you. So these are the smart skills you should know. We'll see one by one. Specific to the job. As I told you, understand the job description carefully. Please read the job description when you apply for a job. And try to showcase the job skills they want. Again, I'm telling you, don't lie and exaggerate. Please try to show how much you know about the particular description they are expecting from you. Express the specific skill required for the job. As I told you, the job is requiring a particular software to be used. Show how you are competing with the particular software. Okay. Suppose the job is requiring some kind of specific skill related to marketing, something. Show what you have. Maybe you have only 25%, no problem, but show it to them. They know how to develop you. Now the recruiters are very, very clear. They have a separate set of trainers there inside to develop you. Okay. Then highlight your experience specific to the job. These are specifics. What kind of experience you have. In the internship, you have 6 months, but what you have is only 10 days training in the particular skill. So highlight your job experience. Give answer to the point where the interview the interviewer is going to judge you. Okay, specific to the point. Don't take this. You know very well. I don't want to highlight more about you. It's like your examination, Viva voice examination. Specific to the point. Managerial skills. This the management graduates knows very well. Your 5 types of skills. Planning skill, organizing skill, executing, coordinating, and controlling. I think the MBA graduates knows very well about this. But other graduates, those who are studying here, please you should expose. I'm a good planner. I'm a good organizer. I can execute any kind of work given by my boss. Okay, I can able to coordinate with the team efforts. That you have to show, and I can able to control my emotion and control the job. Very clearly, without going out of control level. These are the manager skills you have to show to the recruiting manager or highlight in your CV how you are doing. Attitude. This is most important. Every time, as I told you, the knowledge and skills are actually balanced by the attitude. Every time in the interview, your attitude is tested than your knowledge and skills. Most of the people are losing in the interview, not getting the job because their attitude is always tested. It's something related to psychology. So attitude is, what is that attitude? It's usually it is the ability to utilize both your technical and soft skill at appropriate time. I have a knowledge. I may be a PhD. I may be good in research. I may be a good person in talking. But whether I'm using it properly at right time, that's the question. Attitude, your attitude is always tested when you go for a job. So the success of any person is purely based on attitude. So develop your attitude. This is most important, especially whatever career you have. Now, what is that? Ability to use your skill, what you have. It may be technical or knowledge, how you are using. That is attitude. So it is required for sustaining in the job. Not only in the interview or getting a job, to continue in the job, it is required for sustaining. See, in my career, I'm in middle age, mid of my career. So I worked only in 2 institutions. Only one in India and one here. That means I'm sustaining a job properly. Nobody want to leave me. This is attitude. When you go to the job, give them 100%. So what will happen? You will sustain. There are different myths. You have to switch out to 10 company, 8 company who is paying more. That is a different story. I don't want to talk about this. When you do a job, do 100%. So you will sustain the job for a long time until you reach a threshold, break-even point. That break-even point may be various reasons. As I told you, somebody giving a good package, yes, you will leave the company. There is no other option. But here, the sustaining the job depends upon your attitude. Even in the interview, your attitude is tested more than your knowledge and skills. Okay, this is the third one. Demonstrate you are a reliable guy. This is most important. How? There is a famous myth we say, do not love your company since we don't know when your company stops loving you. It's true. It's true in the current scenario. We don't know when the company stops loving us. But love your job. Because maybe the company may be different, but you are going to do the job again in another company. Have passion for job. Whatever you do, even if it is a small work, passion for the job. Why I'm telling, my first job, I still recollect how much I was paid 25 years before. 2,500 Indian rupees for a month. The reason is, I do the job with passion that time 25 years before. Even now I am doing with the same passion because the company is different, but the job is same. Same in the sense, we have to do the job meticulously. Do the job, you are doing this job for your kith and kin. This is my message to you all people. If, for example, used to say in healthcare, if my relative, maybe my son, my daughter, my father, mother is a patient to me in my hospital, how I treat everybody like this. This is most important. You are sitting in a bank. The customer who is standing in the queue, he may be your brother. You will not allow them to wait for a long time. So keep in mind, love your job and this is one of the key elements for doing good search, good search as well as good job performance. And ability of the employee to consistently perform. This is also, we call it as reliable. You're consistently performing. You see, most of the people getting a job after 2 months, they will not perform. After 6 months, they will not perform. All performance will be very good at the beginning. Then there will be a gradual deterioration. Don't do that. Please perform consistently. Produce consistent results. This is also important. Over a period of time. Whatever it is, produce the results consistently. This is important. And always show handling the project reliability. Show to the recruiter and confidence how you finish various projects on time. Show your time management skills to the recruiter. This is also most important during your interview. And this is a small video. This also I would like to show you at the end. Okay. Because of time. and post-interview technique to be followed. Once the interview is over, what kind of techniques I will follow? Mostly we will go to next job, but my suggestion, if the company is a big company in the sense, yeah, maybe according to you, it is a dream for you to work in the company. I can say like this because I cannot say it's a big company. No company is big and small. After the interview, give a thank you mail to the recruiter. They spend time with you 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and give them time. They give them a thank you note to them, and be patient. Wait for a week after the interview. Then send the email. Super careful about the tone and word choice in the email for follow. Maybe sometime he may be busy. He cannot able to get back to you. If it is a corporate institution, give a follow-up mail. I attended the interview. What happened? I'm curious to know what happened. This will catch the impression of the recruiter. You may think that the recruiter is getting more than 50 emails. How you look into it? We don't know. So this is a universal nomenclature. I'm talking about this practice. Avoid follow-up on Monday because Monday everybody is super busy. All the recruiter, HR managers, the manager who is in the position to hire you, they're super busy. First day of the, please avoid any kind of important communication on Monday. If you are unsuccessful, suppose you got a reply, you are unsuccessful. They're giving a reply that, sorry, you are not successful. So please sit back and think, where did you get stuck? You want to go have an introspection. You go back and introspect you where you get stuck in the interview. You definitely know what happened. What question did they ask you that stamped you? Some question they ask, you cannot able to answer it because you don't have the experience, particular area. You don't have the skill what they're asking in the particular area. Please think about it. These are some kind of introspective questions. What you can do better next time. Once you finish this, okay, I did all this thing. I made a mistake here. I made a mistake here. Take a note of it and I just think about it, how I can improve. Suddenly they ask one question because I don't have the particular skill in the interview. Take a note of it. Maybe you can do an online certification program, okay, training program. Many free training programs are available, or you can make a paid training program. Maybe like as I told you, like a Six Sigma training you can go because it's a paid one. You can go ahead with this. Or you want to have some kind of not training, but you can able to learn from the people, those who already know it, only learned knowledge, no certification, but learned knowledge. It will help you to do the interview better next time. Okay, so these are the post-interview techniques you have to follow. But you ask yourself this question: are you doing this? That's the question. Are you doing this? It's up to you. I don't want to talk about this issue. See, this is one of the important calculation that I can say that how teamwork is important. It may be a little lengthy, it's maybe a 4 minutes video. Just listen to this video. 1 and 1 plus 2 equal to 2. It's a mathematical calculation of teamwork. But the company is saying 1 plus 1 equal to 11. Teamwork calculation. Just listen. It's an old story, but it is in the new format. Just listen.
Once upon a time, a turtle and a rabbit had an argument about who was faster. They decided to settle the argument with a race. The turtle and the rabbit both agreed on a route and started off the race. The rabbit shot ahead and ran briskly for some time. Then, seeing he was far ahead of the turtle, he thought he'd sit under a tree for some time and relax before continuing the race. He sat under the tree and soon fell asleep. The turtle, plodding on, overtook him and soon finished the race. Emerging as the undisputed champ, the rabbit woke up and realized that under a tree for some time in the race. He sat under the tree and soon fell asleep. The turtle, plodding on, overtook him and soon finished the race. Emerging as the undisputed champ, the rabbit woke up and realized that he'd lost the race. The moral of the story is that slow and steady wins the race. This is the version of the story that we've all grown up with. But our version of the story continues. The rabbit was disappointed at losing the race, and he did some thinking. He realized that he'd lost the race only because he had been overconfident, careless, and lax. If he had not taken things for granted, There's no way the turtle could have beaten him. So he challenged the turtle to another race. The turtle agreed. This time, the rabbit went all out and ran without stopping from start to finish. He won by several miles. The moral of the story: fast and consistent will always beat the slow and steady. It's good to be slow and steady, but it's better to be fast and reliable. But the story doesn't end here. The turtle did some thinking this time and realized that there's no way you can beat the rabbit in a race the way it was currently formatted. He thought for a while and then challenged the rabbit to another race, but on a slightly different route. The rabbit agreed. The turtle and rabbit started off. In keeping with his self-made commitment to be consistently fast, the rabbit took off and ran at top speed until he came to a broad river. The finishing line was a couple of kilometers on the other side of the river. The rabbit sat there, wondering what to do. In the meantime, the turtle trundled along, got into the river, swam to the opposite bank, continued walking, and finished the race. The moral of the story: first, identify your core competency, and then change the playing field to suit your core competency. The story still hasn't ended. The turtle and rabbit by this time had become pretty good friends, and they did some thinking together. Both realized that the last race could have been run much better. So the turtle and rabbit decided to do the last race again, but to run as a team this time. They started off, and this time the rabbit carried the turtle till the riverbank. There, the turtle took over and swam across with the rabbit on his back. On the opposite bank, the rabbit again carried the turtle, and they reached the finishing line together. Both the turtle and rabbit felt a greater sense of satisfaction than they felt earlier. The moral of the story: it's good to be individually brilliant and to have strong core competencies, but unless you're able to work in a team and harness each other's core competencies, you'll always perform below par, because there will always be situations at which you'll do poorly and someone else does well. Teamwork is mainly about situational leadership, letting the person with the relevant core competency for a situation take leadership. And that is the end of the story.
Okay, this is the one of the story I want to share with the team, the group, because try to develop the core competencies, and please always complementing each other. This is the requirement in the job nowadays. Nowadays it is warranted. Nobody can do the work as an island. Unless until you complement each other, you cannot succeed in any career what you are having. This is the core issue. Even when you cross across the border, it is being tested always. Please be a team member, complement each other. One person cannot do all the job. This is one of the core skill you have to develop while applying for a job, to crack the interview and pass the particular interview to join the job. This is one of the issue. And finally, this is a message for you. The situation of pandemic, I know whole world is get affected. My message is simply, it's challenging any institution to get an interview nowadays in this situation, but it can prepare you to face the interview. Even in these situations, interviews are happening, recruitments are going on, maybe at the limited level. Please develop the things what I shown to you. There are 4 issues I told you. How to develop that for you yourself, the recap, you yourself assess yourself, the 4 options given to you, where you are in the 4 options. You have the skill, you have the job. You have the skill, but you don't have the job. You don't have the skill, but you have the job. Last one is both you don't have the skill, you don't have the job. So you assess yourself where you are. Then read the company, research the company very clearly, go to their website, see all the issues in the company requirement, then prepare your CV. Then I talk about you how to prepare a CV, resume and CV differences, what to include, what not to include. Then I talk about the interview techniques, what you're supposed to follow, your posture to be maintained in the interview, what the interviewers expect from you, the expectations of the recruiter I talk, that is also we discuss here. At the end, after the interview, we talk about the smart skills. what smart skills you as a young graduates or young academician or young industrial people want. That's specific to the job requirement, attitude, and reliability, time bound, everything we discussed about it. Finally, we end up with the teamwork, importance of teamwork. So this is the recap of today's presentation. There is one more video about interview. Is time is there, or we can conclude? Organizers? It's and one more video, 5-minute video. Can I share or we'll conclude?
You can please share, sir.
Okay, no problem. Because I want to show, it's a fine, another 4 minutes will take. I want to show, maybe many people seen it, but I want to show it to the young people. During the interview, what will happen is an example. This is a typical interview, okay? We'll see how the graduates are being tested, young graduates.
Sir, we are unable to hear you.
Yeah, 1 minute, madam, 1 minute. But whether the sound is here audible?
Audible.
Yes,
sir. You are audible, sir.
Audible. Write what? Write whatever you want. Should it be related to programming languages? Why did you write Java? I'm Sun certified in Java. I asked why did you write Java? You could have written anything. You could have written what the fuck. I would have written that if I were you, because someone's asking me to write something without a context. So now, why did you write Java? I thought you would ask the questions on what I write on the board. I'm confident in Java, so I wrote it. So you're confident on Java. Your resume says that you are a Sun certified Java programmer. Yes. We're done. Why? I mean, you didn't ask me anything. Hi Mahesh, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. Tell me something about yourself. I'm Mahesh. I'm from... Get out. Sorry? I said get out. Take the marker and write something on the board. I didn't know the context. Fuck off.
I have distinction in all the semesters with 85% aggregate. I have done 2 major projects and 5 minor projects. And I also hold internship in 2 reputed companies.
Go work for them.
I actually, I work very, very hard.
Whatever I do it with perfection.
Actually, yeah, I am.
No, you didn't. We're done. You're in the wrong place.
Sorry, I thought you were an interviewer. Sorry.
Are you here for an interview?
Yup.
Take a marker and write something on the board. Sit down. Tell me something about yourself.
Well, you have my resume in your hand. I expect you to have gone through it. I'll tell you something that's not there. I like pani puri, not masala puri.
Well, you have less marks in academics. Why?
I didn't like sitting in the classrooms and listening to boring lectures. And I hate remembering some data and writing exams. We have storage devices for that.
You have done project alone. Why?
I pitched my idea to the project panel. They said you're crazy and rejected it. I told them, rather argued with them, saying you don't have brains to understand my idea. They said if you think you're a genius, we'll approve it. Do it, let's see.
After this, nobody wanted to join me for the project.
So you did it alone and completed it?
Yes, but it took me 2 years extra. That's why it took 6 years to do engineering. I'm okay with it.
If you want me to give you this job, then you gotta take off your funky style dress, put on formals, comb the hair, and those earrings should go.
That's a good suggestion, but I'll keep my style.
Is it more important than your career?
No, but a career without being myself is not important.
You're in.
Thank you.
So this is one of the show, but I keep in mind this is just for the purpose of showing, But these kind of things. Just a minute. Can I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So keep in mind, this is just one. I want to show you that how the interview is happening. Don't take it something is not. Even if I as a recruiter, I may not say it's correct. But keep yourself how other people fail. Some people fail because of overconfidence. Some people fail. There is a good academic people. They want to showcase their score. Some people, they say that whatever the company say I will do. All are failing. But there is a guy whose attitude is something to do for the job. He gets succeed. It's an example. It's just I want to show you the real example. Something what's happening in the interview and the teamwork importance. But the core issues I spoke about, the 4 issues. Keep in mind. Hopefully everything will be okay for you. Follow this mechanism. I hope that easy for you to track any interviews. Okay. Any queries? Now it's open to you. You can ask any question to me.
If any of the participants have any questions, you can type it in the chat box.
Any question in the chat box? Can the organizer can help in selecting the questions? If any question to be answered, because I cannot view, if anyone can help me.
The question is, times have changed when compared to how it was earlier, and especially the times that we are going through now. So we have this pandemic, and all students are really worried about what would happen to their career, what would happen to their future. So during this time, that is the lockdown time, do you have any suggestions or advice where the students can prepare themselves? Because nothing is permanent, even the COVID period will get over. And when industry picks up, what could be some suggestions from your side where you feel that students can prepare themselves so that when times get better, they have better opportunities?
Actually, doctor, the issue is not only the specific industry. All industries in this pandemic situation get affected. But, we call it as the new normal will come. The new normal, the expectation is, what are the job we are doing at the office, we learn to do it remotely. I know there are some mechanical job we cannot do remotely, but we have to do with caution. The people, those who are in job or those who are planning for going for a job, they should understand the situation very clearly. What kind of modification happen in the industry? Every job is being done now through other modes. The mechanism, the way we are doing other job, they have to do very carefully and develop the particular skill. For example, the IT people can do a job at home, but it is not applicable for hospital people. It's not applicable for a service industry people. But that is a new normal. They have to carefully watch into the new normal, how the new normal affect their profession. Because I know multiple profession people are there in the particular this workshop. So they have to assess what is the requirement. Make use of this lockdown to develop the requirement. See, this webinar we are talking is a development. Initially, everything directly face to face. Now, Almost everywhere webinar is going on. So everybody according to their industry, they have to understand this new normal, prepare them for the new normal. There is an alternative. Every industry there is an alternative. Develop the particular skill during this lockdown and make yourself ready for the new normal. But if you ask me direct question specific to the industry, they only know because they are the experts. So in this situation, please use this time. Develop yourself, equip yourself to face the new normal. But sure, we have a clue now. We have a clue. Those who are in education institution, I don't know about what's happening in India, but here it is not going to return before September. So use this time, but even after September, it's going to be a new normal. I cannot do same thing as before, So I have to develop some skills for that. Please, the young graduates and the job seekers, please make sure use this time and prepare yourself. Assess yourself, project yourself, projecting what will happen in the coming month. Definitely next 6 months is going to be a crucial one. Please develop yourself and match the requirement of the industry. Okay, this is most important. Then anything else, ma'am?
I think we would conclude, sir.
Okay. Any requirement, please let them. If you want, they want to ask anything, please let them through email. They can send.
Yes,
and we will ready to answer it.
We will share your mail ID with the students, sir. So in case they would like to get in touch with you, surely they will, sir.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. As we formally conclude today's program, first and foremost, I would like to express my deep sense of gratitude on behalf of IASMS to our resource person, Dr. Arun Vijay, who gave our students such valuable tips on creating resumes. The resume is an advertisement and you are the product for sale. These are the inputs that sir has given, especially to prepare for interviews, the 2 beautiful videos, which was very informative and very contributive for your career. So thank you so much, sir, for your investing your time and your effort. And you have explained these concepts, which are so simple, so beautifully, with such excellent slides and videos. We are extremely grateful, sir, that you have devoted your time. And we look forward for tomorrow's session, where you will be again continuing.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I would like to also render my heartfelt gratitude to our chairman, Dr. T. Somshekhar, whose leadership has been instrumental in the growth of Indian Academy Group of Institutions. I thank our director, Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarthi, for his support and guidance in all our endeavors. I thank the faculty team of ISMS for coordinating the event. Our appreciation to the technical staff headed by Mr. Chandan for the technical support. We're extremely thankful to each and every participant who have logged in for the session today. Thank you so much for registering for the event. We look forward for your participation in tomorrow's session as well. Participants, kindly note that the Google Meet link for tomorrow's session is put in the chat box. We request you to kindly make note of the changed Google Meet link, and please do join for tomorrow's session again at 10 o'clock and concluding by 11 o'clock. Once again, sir, Arun sir, thank you so much for your valuable contribution. Thanks a lot, sir. It was a pleasure listening and having you. Thanks so much, sir.
Thank you.